My sister-in-law spent years trying to steal every milestone from me. She announced her engagement at my actual engagement party, but her groom walked away after I asked them a question. When I started dating my fiancé Ryan 4 years ago, his sister Heather immediately made it weird. She'd sit between us at family dinners, constantly brought up inside jokes from their childhood, called him at midnight crying about random problems that only he could solve. Ryan thought she was just protective since their dad died when they were young. I tried to be understanding, but then it became a pattern. When I graduated nursing school, Heather suddenly announced she was going back to school too, for the same degree, at the same ceremony dinner. When I got promoted to charge nurse, she got a job at a medical office the next week and told everyone she was basically running the place. When Ryan and I moved in together, she signed a lease for the apartment directly above us. She had a key for emergencies and would use it constantly. I'd come home to her cooking dinner in my kitchen, reorganizing my closet, even once found her trying on my clothes. Ryan always defended her, said she was just lonely and trying to help. The engagement was where everything exploded. Ryan proposed on our anniversary in January. Private and perfect. Just us at the beach where we had our first date. We told our families the next day. Heather cried for 2 hours. Not happy tears. Actual sobbing about how everything was changing, how she was losing her brother, how she'd be alone forever. Ryan spent the rest of the day comforting her instead of celebrating with me. We planned our engagement party for March, sent invitations, booked a venue, hired a photographer. Heather offered to help with decorations. I thought maybe she was finally accepting things. The morning of the party, she called Ryan 15 times. Emergency, she said. Her boyfriend of 2 months, Keith, was acting distant. She needed her brother immediately. Ryan left me handling last-minute setup alone while he drove to her apartment. They didn't answer my calls for 3 hours. Guests started arriving at 7. Ryan and Heather showed up at 7:30. She was wearing a white dress. Not cream, not ivory, actual white. And Keith was with them, looking confused but dressed in a full suit. Before I could ask what was happening, Heather grabbed the microphone from the DJ. She had an announcement. Keith had proposed that afternoon. They were engaged too. Wasn't this perfect timing? Now we could celebrate together. The room went silent. My mom looked like she might faint. Ryan's mom started clapping slowly, probably out of shock. Keith just stood there, clearly having no idea what was happening. Heather kept talking, saying how Keith had been planning this for weeks, how he wanted to do it before our party so we could share the special day. Keith's face was pure panic. He pulled out his phone, started scrolling frantically, showing something to his friend near the bar. That's when things got interesting. Keith's friend walked over to me and whispered that Keith had been showing him texts from Heather that morning. She'd told him to wear a suit and come to a family party. Nothing about proposals or engagements. He had no idea she was going to do this. I walked straight to the microphone and took it from Heather, congratulated her on her creative announcement. Then I asked Keith to show everyone the ring he'd clearly spent so much time picking out. Keith went pale. There was no ring. Heather started stammering about how it was being resized. I asked when exactly he proposed. She said that afternoon, around 2. Interesting, since Ryan was with her from noon to 7:30 and never mentioned Keith being there. Ryan's face finally showed understanding. I turned to Keith and said I was sorry he'd been dragged into this, that he deserved better than being forced into a fake engagement at someone else's party. Keith walked out immediately. Didn't say a word, just left. Heather started screaming at me, saying I ruined everything, that I'd turned everyone against her, that I'd stolen her brother and now humiliated her. She actually said I should share the spotlight since I had everything and she had nothing. Ryan finally spoke up. Full story on channel. Link below.